Hey everybody, and welcome to the Future Whales podcast, Revenge of the Sith. I'm your host Valen, and with me today I've got Sith, Brendo, and Spragsy. Today we'll be discussing the news of SWGOH, have a small theory crafting discussion, Star Wars Rebels discussion, we'll talk about where are we now, and then we'll go over some predictions and speculations. So let's just get straight into it, guys. Latest news. The first thing to talk about here is Darth Sion. What do we think about this character? You guys gonna go after him? What are you gonna do? Brenda, why don't we start with you?
Well, he's going to be huge. I think Scion, number one, is he's probably going to be great in the raid. So that's going to be like, long-term wise, probably the best thing that you're going to get from Scion. Short-term wise, he's going to completely change arena. So he's going to be probably go to I would say, top 5. It's going to be the best dark side. Yeah, I think he's going to be the dark side version of Kenobi. But the thing about like Scion is, unlike Kenobi, where you could plug him and play him in any team, really only good in the Sith lineup as I see it.
He's the Lord of Pain, and we're bringing the pain, dude. I'm so pumped. I have everything that I could put into him ready to go. Whatever crystals it takes, then Zeta, totally. He's the man. I'm all in. Yeah, I'll put as many crystals in until the pack is gone.
I feel like what you said, Brendo, about it, I think I like that they're doing this more now, where they're making individual teams really, really good, so that we have multiple individual teams that are really good, instead of just a Titan team or something of that nature, where you can take any character and plug them in and just play. Now you have to use these sort of synergistic teams, which is really very cool, I think.
Seems like we're getting into the 3-man phase. Like last year, it was the duo phase. We had like the Troop and Baze minute, and then now it seems like the year of the 3-man, and it kind of started with Jedi training Rey, and now it's going to be the Sith triumvirate. I feel like as well.
Yeah, but there's
Rey's only a 3-person thing.
But I'm just saying that's not the point. The point is that it's just kind of like they're setting you up to use these 3 tunes, and then you can kind of play around with the other 2 that you want. You're definitely going to use Rey, R2, and BB-8, no matter what Jedi training Rey team you're using. The other 2, everybody kind of plays around. I think the Sith triumvirate team will be the same thing. That's what I'm saying. They're kind of basing these teams that way.
Well, and the other thing I like about the way they're basing those teams is that they're basing them so that they have counters, so that multiple different teams fit into arena. One of the things I've been hearing is that even though Luke is starting to die off, Luke is kind of a counter to one of the up-and-coming teams that's in arena right now. So, and then along with that, you've got Barriss as a counter to another one of the teams, and then it's like every team has its own counter, and so you're going to see a much more diverse arena, which I'm all for, and I like the way they're introducing these characters.
Wait, time out though. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to get a diversity of arena, because
we have one right now, in my opinion.
All I know is the Sith are going to rule the galaxy.
I seriously,
and they already are ruling the galaxy, so
it's going to be really tough.
Point now.
So
I don't see. On that report is Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah, I don't see. After Scion comes out and people get Scion, I see there being a diversity in arena. It's just going to be: do you have Scion? How fast is your Sith team? And if you don't have Scion, you're going to be scrambling like you were when Luke came out.
See, it's interesting that you think that, because I completely disagree. I think that there's already built-in counters to Scion.
But have you seen the Nightmare scene?
Yes,
like we were talking about.
Yes.
Like
before. It's like,
what's going to counter Scion then?
Well, there's already some talk from the Game Changers of Luke being a counter to that team. There's already some talk of some other possible teams countering that team. The Night Sisters are a pretty good counter.
Okay. I would 100% disagree with everything you just said.
Okay.
So when it comes out, you're gonna have to accept it. They murder the Night Sisters. Yeah. They murder CLS. You are wrong.
Those are probably
everything murders everything. I'm talking about the fact that you can beat them on offense. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm saying nope. Night Sisters and CLS teams do not beat this team on offense or defense. They get murdered.
I take a swing at this one, buddy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, take it.
Here's the problem. It's mechanically, I think, out of all the teams that are in the meta, CLS and the Night Sisters are probably the ones that are going to have the hardest time with the Scion team. I think when people start getting Holdo and Rose, I think that Resistance Rey team is going to probably have the best shot. But I think even that's going to be tough. Like in my head, when I'm like trying to theory craft this, I really don't see a lot of stuff that's like a hard counter to that Nightmare team.
There's one exception. One exception. I really thought you were going to say this. That's why I was kind of going along with you at first. I thought you would say First Order, dude, with Kylo Ren unmasked. I think that's going to be the best counter, I feel like.
First Order could be a good counter. I could see that. Yeah, but that's my point.
Because of his leadership. But no, but what I'm saying is that's just one team, and nobody really has them all set up, you know? That's the only team that I'm aware of that's really just going to do damn good.
Okay. So just as like the Nightmare team being Scion, Sith Trooper, Palpatine lead, Vader, and Nihilus. First Order team, what would you say with that? Like, is it your usual Kylo Ren, Panda?
I don't know if you use Panda or not, but you definitely use...
Can we explain who Panda is in case people don't know?
The Executioner.
All right.
Yeah. But I feel like Special Forces TIE Fighter and...
Well, yeah, Kylo Ren Unmasked, I would say, obviously, is the leader. I would say you got to have the First Order Stormtrooper in there, too. And then, I don't know, if it were me personally, I kind of want to do 2 pilots and Executioner, but I don't know. There's a few ways that you could do it. So I'm pretty sure Phasma is the one that gets left out.
Look, I just think that the devs
are... look at it.
I feel like the devs are building towards a more diverse arena in general, and that's why they're introducing characters that are a singular team versus a overall good character like Commander Luke, right?
But dude,
I agree with that. But Traya, Jesus, dude.
Well, we're not at Traya. Let's not go there yet. We're not there yet. Let's talk about.
Well, that's the problem. Think about how this arena is with Palpatine. Basically, everybody that didn't have everybody that didn't get Jedi training, Rey, has a Palpatine lead. They're going to transfer to Nightmare team. Nightmare team's going to dominate. I mean, I'm probably going to jump ship when
Rex is countering that right now. A Rex lead team.
Rex counters Palpatine. That's not a Nightmare team. The Nightmare team.
The problem with Rex though, because there's a guy on my shard that does Rex that he's trying to make it work, but he just drops like a rock.
There's a guy in the top 10 with Rex on my shard.
They must
What's
be
his
friends.
team?
It's like a triple cleanse. You know, it's got Kenobi and Thrawn and Rex.
And R2.
That's what I kind of think. Triple cleanse is going to come back.
Yeah.
No.
Be your bread and butter team.
Okay,
now.
maybe against Nightmare for a minute, but the second Traya comes out, that's over.
Okay, well, we're not into Traya yet. We'll get into her in a second. I want to hear from Sith. I want to hear from.
You know,
I'd like to hear from Sith and Spragsy on this. So, what do you guys think about the Scion, the deal with Scion, and how good he'll be, what he'll do, all that kind of stuff? What do you guys think?
I'm definitely gonna be gearing up Scion for the team.
Now, are you gonna use him at 3 stars or something, or are you gonna go all in on him?
3 stars.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing too, Sprag.
See, I just don't feel like it'll hold for me personally if I did that. Like, I could do that.
I think it should.
I think the Zeta's enough to carry a little bit of lower stars.
I kind of want to see, but like I'm praying that 3 or 4 stars is enough.
You guys can look at me. I'm doing it. So second he drops, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I mean, you let me know. But your shard is what, a year old?
April.
So my shard's 2 years, and I just don't feel like I feel like I'd get attacked and knocked down a lot if I did a 3-star character in my shard, and I would much rather hold than I would.
You could push him to 4 pretty easily.
Dude, the team holds on defense a lot better than you think. I don't know why you think it doesn't hold.
I'm not saying it wouldn't hold on defense. I'm saying that it wouldn't hold on defense the minute you put a 3-star character in there, because everybody would lambast and attack me. That's just how it works in my shard.
When Nihilus came out, it was the same way, man. People were using him at 3 and 4 stars.
But it was different back then. We didn't have Gear 12. We didn't have some of the stuff that we have today.
I mean, I agree with that, but he is a tank, and it's been proven before that you can use tanks with lower stars.
It's a 2-tank team. So I feel like if you have a really good Sith Trooper, I feel like your ability to have him workable at 3 or 4 stars is a little bit forgiven.
Yeah,
I agree.
It'll be interesting to see. I'm interested to see what happens in my arena. If people use him at 3 stars or not, I doubt they will. I'm in there with a lot of whales, and they'll have him at 7 stars. So, I just doubt that I'll have the opportunity to do that. But I know that as soon as he goes into the crystal store, me personally, I'm saving my crystals up to spend on him because I really like him a lot, and I'm looking forward to using him. And I've got all the characters at Gear 11, so just need to Zeta them. But
I got I think only one Sith I have is not Gear 12. I think I have all of them, but Dooku and Savage are at Gear 12. Well, and the Marauder, I guess. I haven't done Marauder yet, but I'm going to try to get Scion at least to 5 stars, and then as soon as he goes to shipments, at least finish him off.
What's the minimum Zeta requirement for Nightmare? Like Palpatine lead?
I mean,
Nihilus
Palpatine lead, you can't get around Palpatine lead, and I would say you
Yeah,
can't get around the Nihilus.
Scion.
Yeah, so at least 2.
people
And if you're
are
going to run Scion, I think he needs his 2.
I'm surprised that people are saying that you can't, that they're just okay with not having the Palpatine unique Zeta, because I think that Zeta is a big deal for that team.
No, it's a good Zeta. But what I'm saying is, like, what's your minimum investment to make that team fly?
Yeah, at least those
just
2,
what I meant by
because
that.
the turn meter that you get from Nihilus Zeta is it's really substantial.
So Scion, all thumbs up across the board. Great. Everyone's going to work on him then, is what I'm hearing here.
I think he's a top 5 character.
I wouldn't.
I really believe that.
I have a problem with top 5 characters now, because in the future, going forward, I feel like they're going to be introducing stuff that's not top of the line, like plug and play, but they're really good characters for their factions. But I think this leads us nicely into talking about a true top 5 character, which is Traya. So let's get into that. What do you guys think about the craziness that is Darth Traya?
When she's in arena, dude, that team's gonna be insane.
Yeah.
I'm going to do whatever I have to do to unlock her. That's what I know.
Who do you cut? Do you cut Vader? Do you cut Trooper?
I don't think
Who
you
do
can cut
from
Vader.
Nightmare?
I think you need Vader, right? Because of the speed. He speeds the team up, right?
No, he doesn't speed the team up unless Palpatine is the leader.
That's what I'm saying. If you ran Vader, like let's
Yeah,
say you
yeah,
ran
yeah,
a Palp Vader.
Oh,
and then-
I was assuming you'd run Traya as the lead.
You could.
No, Trey's the lead, Valen.
Yeah.
For sure. Her leader ability is crazy good. So I think you cut Vader.
It's like weird good. I don't know. Yeah.
So that right there says you need to Zeta Palpatine's unique eventually, because you're going to want that for sure with Traya.
Yeah,
I don't
Traya,
see
man.
So we're saying the team would be the Triumvirate, right? For sure. Anybody
with Trooper.
With Trooper, I think is
100%.
another. Got to be honest, I'm kind of feeling either Sith Assassin or with the Marauder.
I feel Marauder.
No,
I feel
Marauder.
Marauder all the way on that.
What I'm
Marauder's
hearing,
really good.
What I'm hearing is Marauder. They tried Marauder in different teams when they tested it at EA, and it just didn't work.
They didn't try him with Traya.
No, but still, I mean,
that's this whole thing.
I don't
He's
feel
awesome.
like I don't know. I feel like
there's one
way
key
more.
thing that both of them have that's really similar to me that made me think that they would go together. So Treya's leadership ability has a thing whenever an ability is used outside of an opponent's turn, it hurts them, right? Like if they use an ability outside their turn, like counters and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Marauder has the exact same mechanic, except it gives him turn meter instead. So when I saw that they had both of those things together, just made me think that, like, I don't know, there's something going on there. So I kind of want to check it out.
I still feel as though we could have a much better team plugging in somebody like Palpatine instead of Sith Marauder, or even Thrawn, to be honest with you, because you'd have, with Thrawn and Traya together, you'd have 2 lockdown abilities on your team between Traya and Thrawn, and I think that's a really cool idea.
I think I'm going Sith Assassin. I'm pretty sure. She'll just speed up the team, and oh man, yeah, I think that'll be the one.
I don't
They
know.
get way more potency. They get crit avoidance.
Doesn't Sith Assassin make whoever goes random though, because he speeds up the team so much you don't know which character is going to go first
on the first turn? Yeah, on the first turn, yeah.
That's I find that to be troublesome.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely not my favorite mechanic, but I don't think it's gonna matter enough with isolate and stuff like that going on.
I mean, on that team, who do you want to go first? That's the question. Is it Traya?
Well, I mean, Sith Assassin always.
No, I'm talking about after Sith Assassin.
Oh, yeah, I think it'd probably be Traya. It just depends who you're fighting against.
What do we think about Traya in general, even outside of Sith? What do you guys think about her as
she
a
might have the
character?
best. Well, I think she might have the best animations in the game. I thought Talzin did, but I think she's by far the best.
Her and Talzin have great animations.
Isolate
awesome.
is like the new best ability in the game, right? Isolate is like there's a whole page.
See, I feel like people are underestimating her potential on a non-Sith team. I feel like there could be a new plug-and-play team outside of the Sith with her on it that could be amazing. I'm thinking.
Well, you could plug her into a Titans team. Probably it wouldn't hurt anything.
Yeah, like
She's
think
awesome.
about this for a second. Think about running Thrawn, Talzin, Treya, and like Nihilus.
BB-8. I'd throw BB-8.
A BB-8 in there just for heck of it. It could be fun. I think it could work. Stuff like that. So I think Treya is going to introduce a lot to the game. I'm just worried about. I'm interested to see. By the time she is usable, what other stuff do they bring into the game? By that,
well, there's no arguing that Darth Nihilus and Darth Scion are going to be best with her. Right?
Sure, I think the main question that we need to ask ourselves.
Those are good investments. Then,
you definitely need to get your Nihilus up.
My
if you
Nihilus
haven't
is
got
your
your
12.
Nihilus,
just saying, if we're going to mention
not
Treya,
you.
the whole triumvirate is
you.
going to go together and they're going to work.
Oh yeah.
I think we need to ask ourselves, because we don't know the answer to this, and it's pure conjecture, and it's more rhetorical than anything. Is how are they going to make it so Treya is irrelevant by the time people have her?
That's the thing.
What are they going to bring into the game that just makes her old news before she's news?
I don't think she'll be old news. I just think there's going to be something else that is, at the very least, equivalent to her. So
like
that
6 months of Rebels.
So that she doesn't completely maybe, but so that she doesn't completely own everything and take over completely.
You guys are underestimating the dark side.
You're underestimating Jedi Luke Skywalker.
August, bro. We're gonna rule till August.
Yeah, I don't think so, man.
It's recorded. I said it. It's recorded. I said it. We're gonna rule till August, at least. And I don't know how long exactly it'll take to do Treya, but
this will be the Sith meta that lasts 1,000 months.
Yeah, pretty much.
The Sith will rule the galaxy once more.
And there will be peace. And there will be peace.
Once more, the Sith will rule the galaxy. And we shall have peace.
It's just gonna make me sound really stupid, but I know this would help for our conversation, but I just don't see a natural counter to her either. I think by the time she comes in the game, if nothing's changed, why would you run anything other than Sith?
There will
Gotta be honest, she is so big. Well, think of it this way. You could run, I don't know, and I'm just throwing this out there. You could run Rex lead with the Sith Triumvirate under them, and then Thrawn or whatever. That's probably a badass team. Or Rex Wampa in the Sith Triumvirate, it might be that team that's the best.
Or a Vader. Think about a Vader lead team for a second.
That's what I'm just saying. But we were trying to say non-Sith, like a
okay, well,
team.
But you're still using the Triumvirate.
Yeah,
but the Triumvirate's still on the team.
It's been for the last year. Name a team that was winning that didn't use R2. I mean, really.
Night Sisters.
Night Sisters.
Yeah, that's the only. Come on, that's what I'm saying. One. And
Titan
they just made
team
that.
without R2D2 that uses Talzin instead of R2D2 in the R2D2 slot, and I've seen it in the top 5 in my arena. It's pretty freaking good. And also I've seen a team that doesn't use R2D2 that replaces it with Talzin that's not a Titan team. But yeah, no, there's characters that people can use that replace R2. I think in those lineups.
Well, are there any weird characters? Like I'm thinking about like Newt Gunray. Are there any weird characters in the game that like could somehow like be these forgotten names? Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Yeah, I think
there's
there's
a
a hidden gem. Yeah.
B2 Super Battle Droid.
What that?
But
the subject of B2, I'm on the record as saying.
No,
B2
I'm kind of serious.
Well, think about it. I'm on the subject of saying B2 is like the raid god. This raid killed B2. Like, you could use him in one phase and that's it. And he went from being, cock of the walk to being has been.
Oh, he's gonna come back one day. Don't you worry.
Not in this raid.
No, not in this raid.
Yeah, you will not be using B2 in this raid. If you use B2 in this raid against Nihilus, especially, that's suicide.
Yeah, it's
That
not
is
gonna
like
work out. It's not looking good.
happy.
At least.
You'll be happy when that Illuminate Destiny pops, and then you see all that green in front of Nihilus.
Yeah, BB-8. That's a weird thing. Like using BB-8 in this raid doesn't seem like such a good idea against the Nihilist.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun giving Nihilus your Illuminated Destiny.
Yeah.
It was like the time, like seriously, the worst thing in the game was when like I tried to do the Yoda event and I used Old Ben back when Old Ben really sucked, and then like Old Ben like I taunted, he died, popped all his buffs on everybody, and I'm like, okay, maybe I have a chance, and then Yoda just steals them all, and
So
it was
let's,
like, oh shit.
Let's move on then, since it seems like we're done talking about Traya, unless anybody else wanted to say anything on
Or
that
is there
front.
to say? She's awesome.
There will
She's
be no
freaking
counter.
epic.
She's just gonna murder.
Next one, what do you guys think about Visas Mara, this new character?
I love her.
You love her? What do you love her for?
Well,
What
I think
moves?
she's probably going to be great in the raid, so she's going to be super important in the raid. I wish she had a Jedi tag because there are no good Jedis.
Wish she
I
wasn't
just said
light side,
Jedis.
honestly.
Nah, there are no good Jedi. Well, she is a definite light side character. She had a dark side moment, but she totally went light side.
I know, I just wish that she was dark side just because we don't need another light side dude, you know?
Well, she's kind of cool. I mean, like, theoretically, if she was a Jedi, she'd be one of the better Jedi.
Yeah, she's a cool kid, for sure.
I like her. I mean, I think that, like, even though she's not going to have an arena presence that I can see, like Scion will, raid-wise, she's going to be crucial, I think.
You don't think she's gonna make a jump into Barris teams? You don't think that's gonna be a thing?
Why would you need her, really?
It'd be a pretty cool addition, I think, anyways, to a Zeta Barris team. I don't know.
Well, you'd also have Kenobi, so that's your 3 slot. I mean, to me, I'd rather have the extra slot for an attacker myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Sith destroys Zeta Barris, dude.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I think Visas Mar is a counter to the Sith, and there's possibly going to be more introduced in the future alongside Visas Mar that help counter Sith. I don't know. I think it's weird because we have this counter Sith character who's not very good in arena. That at least that's what people are saying right now. Who knows? I mean, we haven't gotten to user, so who freaking knows really? But you have this character that's supposedly not so good in arena, great for raids, but is anti-Sith, and they just introduced a Sith meta. So you don't think that's going anywhere? You don't think that there's something that could be used for in arena at some point with the whole Sith meta upcoming?
Well, I just don't think she's going to be like an exclamation point. I don't really see her being a hard check to the Nightmare team or the Pain Train team.
Okay.
I mean, she just isn't good enough, I think, in arena to stop that team.
What about Lightside TB and Territory Wars? What would you use
Sure.
her in? Where would you use her? What team would you put her on?
Like any character that you have, like, you know, there's certain good characters. Like Fulcrum, it's like I don't really know where to put her. I kind of initially just want to put on like an oddball team.
Okay.
Like that tagless sort of, you know, not really synergistic but good.
That'll be interesting.
The problem is that I think her importance is going to be that I think she's going to be crucial initially to the Sith raid. So I think if you're going to compare, like, where should I best like return on investment, she might actually be as good as Scion.
I feel like it's weird to add a character in that's good for literally one thing.
Well, it's the biggest thing in the game.
No, I get it, but still, like,
They
she's
had a lot
gotta
of
have some
characters
uses.
Good at nothing.
That's true, but that's because they're old.
Curious, what was that? I didn't hear you.
They add a lot of characters that are nothing and they're horrible.
Oh,
They
yeah,
add a lot.
do.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Really?
but he was free, right? They just gave him away and then put him in the Galactic War store right away. You know.
Yeah, they made no
Hey man, in is in, you know.
Yeah.
in is in.
It's a
Made
little.
him like he was a throwaway. They literally threw him at us, gave him to us, and put him in the easiest place to farm a character. It was
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like there's more use out of her that people aren't seeing. I don't know what, but.
well, that's my thing. I don't really know. I haven't done any real theory crafting on her beyond holy smokes. I think she might be the biggest thing for the raid initially.
Well, I think
And-
Sith Martyrer and her together would be pretty massive, honestly.
Well, I'll tell you what, Marauder's really good on a raid team. So maybe Visas, Ray, and Marauder. I don't know.
Visas Ray?
Nah.
Ray? What?
Yeah,
This is a guy
Marauder.
who says Marauder.
Marauder's good under a Ray lead.
How weird is that? That sounds weird. I
It
don't
is
know.
weird.
No, Marauder's really good under Ray, bro.
Wow,
Buffs and
that's
debuffs.
really strange. I feel
Why?
like I'd want to do a Zeta Vader team with Marauder, you know?
It's all about buffs
Sure.
and debuffs.
She's great. I can't wait. Let's move on to the Sith Triumphant Raid discussion. Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's get into that. What do you guys think about what we've seen so far, and what are your thoughts on possible teams for it, and what are you thinking? Go ahead, Brendo.
I think everybody should be prepared to be disappointed. I think it's going to have a really high learning curve. And I think getting your 2% in this raid, which is all that I wanted to do, is a very tall order. So I'm a little worried about that for myself. I don't know about you guys, but
I feel like I could just throw in 5 teams at this point and get 2%. I'm more worried about getting a high percentage to get more shards for Treya than anything. You know, I'm worried.
I think we're a long way off from Treya shards.
Oh
Yeah, that would be 20 teams, man. You know,
yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
20 teams to get your 2% in every phase if you do it the way you just said. I mean, that'd be pretty rough.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of teams at this point, so I could just throw stuff at the wall, see
I'm not
what
saying you
sticks.
can do it. I'm just saying it would be rough.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably going to be rough, but it's going to be fun. I can't wait to see what teams stick, what teams don't for each.
So no
different
predictions
phase.
though. No predictions.
Oh, yeah, I think-
People-
Are you going to go on the record?
Night
How's
Sisters.
Sith?
we are.
Night Sisters, all the
What
way.
phase?
Night Sisters are going to be good, I think, in multiple phases. I think they're going to be good for the Treya phase. I think they're going to be good for the Scion phase. Probably not for the Nihilus phase, honestly.
Well, do we have any teams that they didn't tell us that are going to work? Because Night Sisters are they plug the hell out of Night Sisters, Bounty Hunters. I mean, what's a team that any team
Troopers
with
maybe.
Okay,
In what
With
phase?
Stark. I'm not sure yet, but they might be a thing. I haven't decided yet. I haven't had a chance to look that much, but they could be good. Maybe the one with Treya.
Treya?
With the lightsabers, one of the ones with ads.
I
I
feel
think there's the most
like
ads in that one.
yeah, but you gotta be careful with AOEing that one because her counter will go up big time if you AOE those lightsabers. So that's gonna be.
I mean, let's
challenge.
be real. I'm going all Sith in the Sith raid. That's
Oh
what
no,
I'm
me
doing.
too. I mean, Sith are gonna be great, but outside of that,
I think Marauder is going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe
he'll be
Savage too.
the question I have is where are they gonna drop Martyr? Are they gonna make him super hard to get because he's good for the raid? That would suck. I would be not happy about that. Well, you know what I found most interesting that they didn't talk about and that we have no information about? Turn meter manipulation in this raid. What is that gonna look like? Because they didn't say a word or share anything about turn meter manipulation. I tried to pay attention when I was watching the videos as to if the turn meter was being reduced at all by any of the characters that do turn meter reduction, and I could not I didn't see it anything. Like I felt like they kept out the turn meter reducer characters on purpose.
I don't think turn meter manipulation is going to work in your favor in this raid. It counts as a buff, so like they started counting it in like a lot of the like their. They talk about TMR or I'm sorry, like turn meter boosting on your team on your side as being a buff, which I've never seen that referred to as a buff before, even though it is. You know?
Yeah, and a debuff for turn meter manipulation of the opposite team. Right.
Yeah, and it's not good to debuff them, and it's not good to buff yourself in this raid. From what I've seen.
Well, yeah, but you're gonna have to. Like, it's not like you can't not do that. So
I know
the question is built on it. The question is, what phase will it be? I think the Nihilist phase is going to be the turn meter phase, to be honest with you, and I think the Treya phase there'll be no turn meter to speak of, because what it looks like is those lightsabers are what you have to kill, and then she goes down essentially for a little while and then comes back up. So I think the Nihilist phase is going to be the turn meter phase where you manipulate turn meter. I don't know.
And you have to keep maybe your debuffs off so he doesn't get so many cooldown reductions, right? I think it still works that way.
Yeah, and you don't
because if you have all the guys on your team covered in debuffs, then you'll get 5 cooldown reduction every time.
And you don't want to be using Zeta Vader on that either, I don't think.
So I'm assuming, right? That makes sense to me that you would need somebody that can cleanse, at least.
You know, it's funny that they say that the Sith are going to be really good, but like, because of how debuff negative, like Treya and Scion are, you're definitely not going to want to use like Zeta Vader for the raid. You're definitely not going to want to be putting a ton of debuffs down on the team. That's going to be bad for you. I think.
Isn't the second phase is the one with Scion, right? Where the more pain you stack, the more damage you do, but he does more damage too.
Yep.
I was thinking, and then you can use an ability that puts your guy like they go 1-on-1, right? I can't think of what it's called, but they go heads
That's
up.
Treya.
Is that no? I'm pretty sure it's the Scion phase. The Treya one is when you knock down the swords, you get a minute to DPS her.
Yeah, that's standalone. I don't think Scion has a similar thing.
What I was thinking is why are the Sith supposed to be better? Like, why should they be better in a raid that is a Sith raid?
Well, think about it.
Sith always killed each other.
Yeah, Sith are constantly.
Yeah, I get that, but also the Jedi killed the Sith.
Yeah, but not as good as the Sith killing. That's the thing is.
Well, I'm not convinced they actually really realize that
not in this time
Jedi
frame.
In this game. Yeah, in this time frame, absolutely, the Jedi rocked. The Jedi were so much better in this time frame than, like.
But I mean, like, we don't have any of those Jedi.
My point is, the Sith killing the Sith makes a lot of sense in this time frame, and it's something.
Sure.
There's a lot of rivalries that happened and stuff during this time frame. So.
But they should give Jedi. They should have given Jedi a buff in this. I mean, they really should have.
Well,
I think they're saving them. They're saving them for the future. I feel like. I think they're going to come out later.
How can you say? I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong necessarily, because obviously the only good Jedi in this game apparently is General Kenobi. But how can a development team on a Star Wars game Jedi? It's like they don't exist.
The problem is the Jedi were already buffed in the tank raid, so they didn't want to give them another raid. Where they're buffed.
But what was the max? What's the max damage percent that you've ever seen a Jedi?
Okay, but the Jedi team sucks. So
that's my point.
It's kind of pointless. Same thing with the Jawas, right?
Yeah, the Jawas have a buff, except in the Nutini, they really rocked it there. But
so even they had a bigger moment.
Is there a baby?
No, I just went Nutini.
Oh, I was like, I thought that was.
Valen's just a baby, I guess.
Valen, somebody needs to feed Valen.
I think.
Do you think
definitely. Go ahead, Brendo.
Gear or a hard gear?
Yeah, probably.
He's gonna be a gear eater.
Yeah, he is. He's gonna take like 550 carbonis.
And like 5 stun cuffs, 5 stun guns, 3 stun cuffs.
God. Dude, I'll tell you what's weird. Like, this game goes in cycles for me. Like, I need so many droid callers now because every dark side character is just a droid caller whore, and it's like I remember I geared Resistance and Rebels and stuff, and the droid collars, it's like I always had extras. Now, no.
First Order, man, they're pretty strange for gearing in comparison
Yeah, what are
to the
they
rest of the
like?
dark side. Well, they require a bunch of random stuff I have like hundreds of, which is nice. And then they require a few Carbontes here and there, not a lot. Except for First Order Stormtrooper, which requires like 500 Carbontes, which is just like...
Well, he's a tank.
I know,
that's
but
the problem.
he's not a...
Yeah,
They
that's
always
what
say
it-
He's
Carbons
not
are tanks.
Kenobi,
You need
though.
tanks.
He's
Kenobi's
not
a tank
really-
too.
But he's not Kenobi.
Really good.
You know what I'm saying? Like...
Good.
I hope he's like Stormtrooper level gear.
It's bad.
He's like the
For some reason,
Stormtrooper looks so
Stormtrooper has
good.
easy gear.
First Order Stormtrooper is terrible for gearing. I hate it. I can't stand it.
No,
From
yeah,
what
I mean
I-
the normal First Order, not First
Yeah.
Order, just the normal one.
Stormtrooper. If you put once you put the stun gun on him at like gear 8 to 9, he's one of the easiest gears in the game. I don't think he takes like he's like one of those cool like first generation characters that had like really super easy gear.
Yeah, and there's a few of those out there that I really like. Like the First Order, like they're not too bad to gear. You know, the Panda that we talk about, he's so easy to gear. It's not funny. I geared him to gear 11 in like a day. Okay, it was like not hard at all. Basically, I needed 2 stun cuffs. That was the hardest thing I needed for him was 2 stun cuffs. The rest of it was like bam, 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 slap it on. And then when it comes to, you know, Kylo Ren on Masked, he's not too bad until you get him to gear 10. Then it starts to get annoying to get to gear 11.
How bad does he get?
Gear 10 to gear 11 is super annoying. Okay, I'm still stuck on that. Right.
Is he worse than General Kenobi?
No.
Honestly.
No, definitely not.
Well, because I'm looking at Shore Trooper, and Shore Trooper's kind of worse than
Shore
General
Trooper,
Kenobi.
oh my god. Getting Shore Trooper to gear 12 is going to be a chore.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm sick of gearing tanks. Like, that's the problem. Like, as soon as, like, this team, this Nightmare team, the real negative for me about it is that I have to gear Trooper and Scion. And it's like...
My Trooper's already gear
I mean, the
10,
good news
actually.
is-
And Vader. Vader's a tank, bro.
But I already have Vader at, like, gear...
Just saying,
11?
he's a tank. So you already geared a tank.
Yeah, but he's not a tank, quote unquote. You know what I mean?
His gear's easy. I mean, Vader and Palpatine both are pretty easy to gear.
Vader's the man, dude.
The way they do tags in this game is retarded. I'm sorry. Some of the tanks, like the fact that Luminara wasn't a healer. What?
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
If you actually looked, like, before they're changing all the healer tags around, which is highly necessary, like, most of the healers, like, I want to say either Night Sister Acolyte or Initiate was considered a healer, but she didn't even have a heal. And, like, Tusken Shaman, like, he at least has a heal. But, like, Barriss was a healer support, so he wasn't a healer. Luminara was a support. I'm trying to think who the healers were in the game. There was, like,
Trude an
6 or
attacker.
7.
Yeah, there's like 7.
Okay, maybe Trude is an attacker, but like there was like 6 or 7, and they were like Tusken Shaman and a Night Sister. It was insane.
Zeta
healer tag-
Barriss is going to be a big deal in this raid. I'm telling you right now. Zeta
Can you imagine
Barriss.
her health? Because they get a 20,000 health boost. Can you imagine the size
Zeta
of her health?
freaking Barriss is going to be
Why?
insane in this raid. Oh my god.
Why do you think that?
Well, because number one, healers get huge buffs. You get buffs for having healer on the team, and whenever the healer heals, isn't it like double or something? Whatever the heal is.
I think so. Yeah, it's
She
double.
doesn't have a heal.
Yes,
I
she
thought it
does.
was equalization.
No, it's a heal. It's still technically a heal, like according to the game. So
Yeah,
I
she
don't
was
know about
always
that.
tagged healer.
yeah.
Oh, she might have healer tag,
Always
but I'm just
tag.
saying her ability. I don't know if that's a heal.
Yeah, health equalization, even though it's technically different than healing. You see, in terms of healing immunity, it goes around that,
All right, guys.
but it's
Yeah.
still a
we
heal.
need to move on. This just in, everybody. We have a content update right in the middle of the podcast. We're gonna jump into it and talk about it right now. I'm going to do a bit of read off so you guys can see what the deal is. So let's do it. Let's do it really quick here. So time has finally come. The power of the Sith triumphant has arrived to challenge even the strongest hollow table rosters. In addition to this highly anticipated raid, we have many new offers included in this update. The update will be rolling out to the server shortly, so keep your eye out. So there's a new opening cinematic to check out for the raid, so you guys can feel free to check that out at your own leisure. I'm not going to do that right now. So the Sith raid tickets. Let's look at this really quick. To get every guild started off on the new raid, we have distributed 150,000 Sith Triumphant raid tickets to every guild created prior to 2/22 at noon PST. Enjoy these new challenges. So we're going to get to jump in right away, right off the bat, do the raid. That's really cool. It's quite exciting.
Sweet.
The whole rearranging units thing, it will be temporarily disabled until the bug with it has been fixed. Yay, hallelujah, thank God. Just going to say that right now. Today, March 1st, starting off, we're going to get Visa Smar. Shadows of Malachor 3 is also today. We're going to get Darth Scion today. There's some Shadows of Malachor practice battles as well, I guess. So we're going to get to practice with these characters.
It's like a little sandbox for us to play in.
Yeah, so character reworks. Darth Nihilus and Sith Trooper are getting a rework. Let's quickly look at Darth Nihilus's. Unique. When allied Darth Scion or Darth Traya are inflicted with a debuff, Nihilus gains 10% turn meter and 30% health stacking till the end of the encounter.
I told you it was the Traya thing.
That's intense, man. That's intense. What do we think about that really quick before I go on? What do we think about that? Isn't it awesome?
There's no reason not to use
at least
yeah.
At least Scion.
It's probably the best synergy.
It's pretty amazing. So then we got Sith Trooper with his buff, his pre-taunt, so that's cool. And his pre-taunt is for 2 turns, which is actually better than Shore Trooper. So, yeah, he's better than Shore Trooper.
I was waiting for that Sith Trooper update to go live, like, so bad.
It's here now.
I know, you were so...
Yeah.
So here we go.
You're so bummed out.
So here we go. This is the big thing, I think, for a lot of us. First Order Executioner is now in Chromium, so he'll be coming soon, hopefully. That's
How
the
is
only
that the
shard
biggest
shuffle
thing?
Well, because we were supposed to be getting Night Sisters in the nodes, but that's not happening.
I know. They've been saying that for a month.
I don't know. We'll see.
It was going to be.
All right, then we got a bunch of crappy bundles, so we're gonna skip past all that.
Looks like they're plugging that credit pack again.
Yep.
Well, it looked like the Sith raid was level 85, so I really doubt we're gonna get level.
So there's a mod store rework. This is kind of interesting. Now in the mod store for a limited time, mods are higher quality, and you can purchase them with credits. If you are at level 85, you can purchase them with credits and shipbuilding materials. On behalf of all of us here at Capital Games, we hope you enjoyed the new and exciting events included in this update. Go forth and revel in all the Sith Triumphant has to offer.
Hold on, 10-second timeout. So you said ship credits? You can use your ship credits.
You can use shipbuilding materials and credits to purchase mods from the mod store.
Holy crap, that's crazy.
That's a huge deal.
I literally just maxed out like everybody I could with ship credits, and I have no use for them.
Wow, so there you go. Yeah,
like
me neither.
I barely just did it. That's awesome. Well timed. Thank you.
Okay, so let's you hit on something here that I was really looking forward to, which is that I could farm Mother Talzin. I still can't.
Yeah, no, apparently not. Which sucks. Pisses me off.
Packs that they have. I mean, they're doing a Nihilus Trooper and Assassin pack, 55 shards each. That's kind of intriguing.
Assassin again, weird.
I don't know. It doesn't say. They never say in the update, and let me see if it's in.
I'm really surprised that the Sith Assassin keeps popping up so much. She must have a spot somewhere, because.
Well, no, it's just it. Well, Furious, it's obvious. It's just because those are the 3 that came out last year, so they made the pack for those 3.
Yeah, but she was also the login tune for the month. I don't know.
Well, I think it's like what Thane said, and I kind of agree with him on this. Like, they're now using monthly login characters for the sheer purpose of just signaling, like, hey, it's
faction teasing,
which is so stupid. They did it with Phasma. They did it with like at least when they did it with like Farm Boy, he was needed. Like you needed those
Yeah.
shards.
Then we
So
got
it's
Finn
like-
and Poe in the same month. That was awkward.
I mean,
Was that just because of Rose and Holdo? Like, I mean, that's
I
stupid.
totally
That's-
didn't understand that at all.
I'm sorry, I'm sour about Talzin. I mean, like, are you
Yeah,
kidding
so am I, Valen. I mean, I was really looking forward to her and Wicket and Zombie. I really like. No, I hate to say it, but Night Sister's Spirit and Wicket to some extent. I don't need them, but I really need. I need Zombie to be 7-star. I need Talzin to be 7-star because they're going to be raid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's going to be crucial to raid teams. So not having them in the game.
Honestly, oh, sorry, Brendo. Cut out.
Well, I feel like they're kind of like making it like I feel like with the raid and with them focusing on Night Sisters, they're going to delay putting them in the game as long as they can. I mean, the problem is
they said one
weird
thing.
that they keep. Yeah, that's what I don't like. They said it. Why do they have to bring it up? If they would have just not said anything, I wouldn't be bothered by it.
Exactly.
like I think
But they
it's
had to bring
just-
it up, and now I'm like, this is
That's
awkward.
And it's just the kind of thing that like it's like a last ditch money grab, and it's stupid because like I was really looking forward to like actually getting them on point. So now I have to wait even longer for that, and that's what they do. They want you to feel like pressured into, swiping away, and it's like
I'm not gonna do that.
I'm not going to do that either. I mean, they were right at the cusp of getting them free to play. Why would I do that? Otherwise, especially with Talzin, I was looking at a 2-year farm for her.
Yep.
Well,
So-
did you guys notice the one bright side is that, if I remember correctly, they have double events next month for them. Did you guys see
Really?
that?
I did, yeah. That's cool.
I thought that was surprising to me. So maybe
You mean
that's a
this
sign.
month?
I
Double
don't know.
events this month? It is
Oh.
the first.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Don't let me forget that it's March now. Sorry, I was just thinking about Sith stuff, so I figured it was February.
Well, okay. So the Talzin event I'm fine with. You know what? You go in, you do your thing, you get her shards. Same with Wicket. But the zombie and spirit thing always bugs me because it's like, is it too much for them just to give you 7 to 10 of their shards every time?
Just give us
Like,
10
why-
every time. Why?
Like
Like,
10 of each of them.
yeah.
Why is it? That it's
Yeah,
a-
I wish that I could choose. That's the only part that I care. I'm like, it has to be random, one or the other.
And then I have to
Well,
spend
yeah.
my time beating on this table, and you're gonna give me
Oh, it's such a-
random-
Yeah, it really
No,
is
I
stupid.
I love annihilating the table. That's
No,
like
it's
my favorite
fun.
thing.
It's fun. Don't get me wrong. I have a fun time with it, but it's like,
Yeah.
come on, guys, just give me the shards. You know,
How much of the table's health does an annihilate chop off?
barely.
I don't think it does. I don't think it does anything.
Yeah, that's why somebody made a video where it's like a squeak when you hit it with the annihilate. It's like
Yeah,
squeak.
I'm pretty sure it does. If I remember correctly, it just does nothing.
It's like he's punching the table. It's like
It doesn't like take 100,000 off the
No,
table.
it takes nothing
No.
off the table. It's a squeak.
Pretty sure it doesn't hurt the table at all.
Yeah.
And I think the argument is that, it's like a Sith move and he's supposed to like pull your force out, but it's just a table. So.
Yeah, it doesn't have any force.
Wasn't it a magic table?
Yeah,
I mean,
but
yeah.
it still doesn't have a living force.
But
you know?
the Night Sisters they're not force wielders,
Well, they are
It's-
force
it's got
wielders,
dark
but the
It's got
table.
dark magic in the table.
Yeah, but I think it's supposed to be for living beings only. Like, I don't think he could annihilate, a ship, for instance.
Yeah, he's the Lord of Hunger. He could like eat a planet, but that's because the planet's alive.
Yeah.
He can't like eat.
most of the planet isn't alive. He ate a planet.
Yeah, but that's, I mean,
It's like biomass.
Yeah. It's like biomass.
He consumed all the
Thing was a
biomass.
truck.
And then,
Trees.
anyways,
It's like a lump of coal.
all I know as soon as this crap goes live, I'm gonna buy some Scion. Yeah,
all right.
that's-
So we talked about the Sith Triumphant Raid, and that was fun. So let's move on. There's a bit of QOL stuff that happened, and I think it'd be nice to just do a little bit of a conversation about what we think of these QOL updates that took place, what we're most happy about and excited that's been added into the game through QOL. So why don't we start with Brendo and go down the corn there?
I would say for me, because I mean, again, I'm going to say the Territory Wars thing's probably the best thing they did, but it was, probably a long time coming, and it's not really a quality of life. for me, it's Galactic War. Like, just to be able. Yesterday, I did 18 Galactic War nodes in like 10 seconds. 7 seconds of which was me just staring at my phone screen like an idiot. Like, did that work? You know? And it was like, it just felt great.
What about you, Furious?
You know, it's not that pretty. Like, I don't really like the way it looks. But I really like that when I open the store, I can just see how much of whatever I have. You know, I could see 20 or 50 or 1,000 or whatever the item is, or if it's a shard. I really like that.
It's
I don't
ugly.
I don't have to click every little stupid thing to look at it. I can just like open it up and flip through once, and okay, good to go.
That's like the definition of quality of life.
Yeah, that saved me, you know, probably 2 minutes a week or whatever, you know, just in flipping through this stupid thing.
Yeah, that's really nice.
What about you, Sith?
And I like those two things, but I also like the fact that we can now delete messages rather than having to click go like when a raid started. That's really really nice, especially when, you know, it would be delayed, so you'd get the message after you'd already gone through and like hit the raid anyway.
And most of us don't even start the raid when we start it, you know. So
yeah, exactly.
You know,
it's really bad if you get like 5 messages and you have to keep going to your guild screen, delete. It's like, I'm with you on that one, man.
So my big thing, and I know this isn't big for a lot of people, but the account linking between iOS and Android is huge for me because I'm able to now link the game to an Android emulator on my computer and play the game from my computer, which is really great because I've been having personal issues with using my phone too much with my hands and stuff. So
got that Reddit thumb.
Yep. Actually, that's it. So I need to use my phone less, and this is going to help me do that. So I'm really happy about linking the account. I did it immediately when the update happened too. I was like so happy. Also,
did you?
It
on a serious note with that. Did you see the note they had on the Alliance side that said there was I don't remember the nature of it, but there's some kind of a problem with linked account.
Yeah.
Is there?
I saw that.
What?
Yeah. People deleted their accounts on accident. I'm pretty sure, something like that.
I didn't do that.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure that's what it said. I
think
glanced at it, but I didn't intend on doing it, so I didn't really give much crap. But I did read it.
I believe the issue was to do with it would wipe the Android account.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have an Android account, so I don't give a crap. You know. But yeah,
never mind. So it doesn't apply to you.
No, it doesn't apply to me. No.
You felt the gameplay was smoother?
What's that, Brendo?
Felt the gameplay was smoother on the computer?
Yes, the gameplay is much smoother on the computer for me. I definitely noticed a difference through the emulator there. But I use, by the way, if anyone's wondering, I use Mimu for the emulator. It's way better than BlueStacks. If you're currently using BlueStacks, stop it. That program is terrible. Use Mimu. Great emulator for Android on the PC there. Or on Mac, if you have a Mac. Mimu works on a Mac too. So, there it is. But yeah, quality of life, good stuff. I love all the stuff you guys like too.
But it's pretty weak compared to last year, though, right? I mean, last year was huge.
Not for me. I think it was
and it's March.
Great improvement.
I mean, Valen, I'm going to say one phrase to you, and I just want you to let this sink in. Force speed, dude.
Wait, what?
Force speed.
Force speed.
Being able to play 4 times faster.
Damn, I forgot about that. Okay.
Like what in this, like what could even come close? And again, I'm gonna plug it, mod management, because I say it all the time. But like that wouldn't even be as close to force speed. Force speed was amazing.
Force speed is huge. But if you subtract that and just think about it outside of that for a second, there's some great updates here.
Hey, whoa. We're not saying there aren't great updates, and we're happy with the updates that we got. But just don't tell us, hey, it's going to be so much better than last time during this time frame, and then it's not. That sucks. I don't like.
And they also said there was going to be more stuff coming. There's literally no other quality of life added beyond what they initially said.
Yeah, at least so far that we're aware of. And they said some things, like we mentioned, with Talzin and Wicket, where they didn't even mention it, and nothing happened.
Yeah.
They at least should have addressed it. They should have been like, hey, we didn't do it this time. We're looking at it next time or whatever. But it doesn't say anything about it. And it does last time. So why do they keep mentioning stuff once and they're not doing it?
Yeah, that's a problem.
I think with Night Sisters, they realized that's going to be a really good way for them to get more money for the Sith raid.
Yeah, but like they said that it was coming. You know what I mean? And if your player base doesn't trust you to follow through on your word, then you're going to lose your player base eventually. So they can't keep on doing stuff like that.
Nobody trusts them.
Exactly. That's where I'm at. I didn't have any trust in them. I was like waiting and waiting for this to happen, and then it didn't. I was like, what the hell?
Well,
in their defense, they didn't give us a date. You'll notice that not once have they given us a date about that.
No, but they brought it up
28.
2 times. They brought it up 2 times. They're like, it's coming in the next thing. It's coming in the next thing. Don't worry, we're doing it. It's coming. And it's like, okay, all right, I'll wait. Then it didn't happen, and I'm like, what?
Maybe it's at least they're in shipments, and I'm happy. And honestly, my Wicket's almost done. But it'd be nice if I didn't have to do so much on my Talzin.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. But that's QOL. So let's move on now. We have a few more things to get through today. We had a pretty big, huge thing happen in Star Wars Rebels. We had, a lot of big, huge things happen in Star Wars Rebels, and we're going to have a little bit of a Star Wars Rebels discussion here. Now, I know that not everyone has seen the episodes. People who are watching, this is going to be a big spoiler section, so skip, I would say the next, 5 to 10 minutes, all right?
Truly wonderful, the mind of a child is.
What is this place? A conduit through which the entire force of the universe flows.
Luminous being so weak, not this fruit catcher. Train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose.
What you need, you already have. Unfortunately, you seem to be letting it all go.
I won't let him lose his way. Not like I did.
The Force is what gives the Jedi its power. It's an energy created by all living things. It surrounds us, penetrates us, binds the galaxy together.
Here, I'll explain what happened for those who haven't seen it and want to just hear what happened. So, they introduced time travel into Star Wars, is what they did. And the way they did this is they had an episode titled World Between Worlds, where Ezra went into through a portal in a Jedi temple. And in this world, he saw and heard voices from all throughout the Star Wars time frame. So there is stuff, you heard Kylo's voice in there. You heard Maz Kanata's voice. You heard Anakin's voice. You heard Obi-Wan. You heard Yoda. You heard stuff from all throughout the Star Wars timeline, signifying that the place that he was in was a place where there was multiple portals to all throughout the Star Wars universe. Basically, and Ezra ended up, this is another big spoiler, but Ezra ended up saving Ahsoka from her fate. She was actually gonna die to Darth Vader, and Ezra pulled her out at a moment's notice into this realm through a portal, essentially, that he could see what was happening. And he thought about saving Kanan, right? He thought about going back and saving Kanan, who, by the way, died. And Kanan, but the problem is Kanan died saving everyone else. So if he would have saved Kanan, everyone would have died, including him. So there's a bit of a bootstrap paradox going on there. And so Ahsoka stopped him. Ahsoka was like, you can't do that. You would invalidate his sacrifice, and you would die, right? So Ahsoka actually stopped him from doing that. But then we learned that the Empire was there. Palpatine knew about this, not only did Palpatine know about this, but he was trying to find a way to get into this realm so that he could control it. And he actually attacked Ezra and Ahsoka while they were in this realm to try to use them as a guide to getting to the realm himself. Okay, so there's a big thing going on there where, you know, Palpatine's doing some Sith alchemy. He's doing some ancient, you know, sort of Sith rituals to try and get in, kind of like you saw in the Clone Wars. And it's pretty cool. It's some pretty cool stuff. Now, this opens up insane possibilities for the Star Wars universe. And I sort of want to talk about this. It's a huge mythos thing. This is canon. Now this is in the mythos of Star Wars, that there's this realm that you can go to, and if you find a way to get to it through, apparently, Jedi and Sith temples, you can get to it through Jedi and Sith temples, as far as we know. You can change and control the past, the present, the future, all of it, of the Star Wars universe. It was postulated to me that they could use this to rewrite the Star Wars history and do a complete redo of stuff they've already done.
They're going to bring back Snoke.
They could, well, I'm not even talking about Snoke. Think about this. They could undo the entirety of the Star Wars universe and just completely redo it. Everything. They could just like, hey, the prequels never happened now, and we're going to do a new story of Anakin, right? They could do stuff like that because this is a thing now, you know. They could change anything with this. Now, it's a hard realm to get to. It's not going to be easy to do. But if you can get to it, and also they brought into the idea that perhaps the Force ghosts have access to this realm, possibly. It's sort of a question mark if they do or not. But yeah, it's a thing. So, you know, let's talk about it. What do you think about time travel in Star Wars? Do you think they should have done that or not done that? What do you think about it, Furious?
I would go with not.
Not? You don't think it adds some really cool ideas and stuff to the mythos there?
It's kind of a little too easy. I don't know.
But the realm is difficult to get to, right? So you're not going to just, like, Palpatine couldn't even get to it himself. And he's one of the most powerful Sith ever. He had to use, like, Ezra as a bridge to almost get in. And then he even failed at that.
But Ezra made it there. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Ezra made it there, but only because he had a lot of help. And also, by the way, the other part of this is this realm was locked away behind portraits of the gods of Mortis, okay, which is pretty cool. So this also ties into the whole Mortis arc from the Clone Wars. So yeah, Spragsy, what do you have to say? What do you think about all this?
I think it's just a good way to bring Ahsoka back.
Okay.
Just to see where they go from here.
So you don't think that there's anything more to it than just bringing Ahsoka back?
Well, Ezra loses one mentor, gains another one back.
Well, we only have 3 episodes left, right? We only have, like, 3 episodes. I think they're going to do a 90-minute finale next. So you don't think there's more to it? You don't think they're going to use this again in the future or anything like that? Spragsy?
I hope they do, but I don't think they will.
You don't think they will?
No.
What, do you think, does anyone else, what does everyone else think about this? Brendo, what do you think about?
Well, generally, just from a narrative perspective, as soon as you bring in time travel into something, it's usually not good. Okay. And I've never, truth be told,
Thank you, Brendo.
I've never watched a single episode of Rebels, but like, the problem with time travel that you get into, I think, is that it just kind of ruins a lot of the stuff that you've worked hard to set up. But I mean, or you go balls deep into it in like Doctor Who, and it's like, almost becomes just kind of like.
See, that's what I'm afraid of. I just don't want that to happen. Just
I
please
don't
don't
think
let
it
that
will.
be a thing.
The point with that is that it's fine if you go all into time travel, but it's usually like a pretty weird and cheap Deus Ex Machina in a show that doesn't involve time travel. Like, I mean, you can look at Star Trek. I mean, Star Trek did it with the J.J. Abrams reboot. They started bringing in... No, actually, they did it in Star Trek 4. So, it's not the first time it's happened, I guess, but I'd be a little worried, I guess.
I mean, so it's not time travel in the traditional sense, right? You have to go to this realm, and then you walk along these paths, these like big
it's not
wide
time
paths.
travel. You sort of have access to like a bunch of different places.
Moments, yeah.
Wasn't there like a thing, and this is going to be super dorky, but like was there any parts of KOTOR that like let you go into different like teleportation at least? Maybe not through time, but
through space, like portals. I don't know. I don't remember.
Was that in
I think you were only able to see the future a few times.
Well, with this one, you can see the portals show you the future, or the past, or what's happening right now, or whatever, and you can reach in to the portal, sort of. Now, if you go through the portal, here's the weird part: is if you go through the portal, then you're in that moment, and then you might not be able to get back to the realm where all the portals are. So you've got to be careful when you're doing stuff in there. So it's not like easy or anything. At the most, you could pull somebody out, right? I think, or kill someone, I guess, with the Force through the portal, maybe. But there's not much else you could do unless you trap the person on the other side, right? Who's messing with stuff.
Or you just screw up their moment.
Yeah, you could screw up their moment, whatever. Yeah. So, and that's the thing. If he screwed up Vader killing Ahsoka. That was the thing that happened there, because apparently she was going to die, and then he pulled her out. So, and then Vader fell through a big hole, which was hilarious. but yeah, it's an interesting concept. I wonder where they'll go with it. So,
hopefully straight to the end of Rebels and never again.
We'll see. All right, so let's move on. Let's talk about where are we now. So, let's go with Brendo. Brendo, where are you? What you doing? What you working on?
Hi. I mean, I've been moving and shaking some things. I got myself up to 2146 or 2.146 million galactic power. I just keep moving people. I finished Newt Gunray today. He's 7-star, and Poggle the Lesser. So those two are behind me. Rolo, we all got Rolo today to 7 stars. So now my new farming is because I finished be doing Eth Koth, and because I finished but I'm going to do Brody. Get some Brody Rook action there. But otherwise, I'm just kind of working up Jawa, the main standard Jawa, IG 100 Magna Guard, somebody else off a node, Lobot. So I'm doing those 3 off of hard nodes with my energy, and it's kind of neat because I can do all of them in a day without trying. When I'm not doing gear. Otherwise, I'm doing Acolyte whenever she pops up in Guild Store, who's, by the way, super rare. So if you're thinking about farming her eventually, I've had the worst luck with her. So I'm doing her and Sith Assassin as well as getting gear. So that's kind of a... Guild Store is probably my worst spot. Otherwise, I'm waiting to do my Night Sister team and getting my Nightmare team ready. And I'm just trying to close out my stores. I mean, I have 3 more characters to do in Arena and 2 more to do in Galactic War. Charge shop currency, Forward to that.
Okay.
Otherwise, really just arena. Arena and
We'll
dark
probably
side
get
territory
additions
battles.
soon too.
Curious, what are good
We'll
additions?
probably get a few additions soon too.
I hope so. I hope it's like, I've got a Talzin-shaped hole in my Galactic Wars store. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I would not get my hopes up.
Even if it was just Spirit, would you be happy?
Zombie.
Oh, Zombie would make me ecstatic because I could get Zombie in like 20 days. That would be fantastic. But otherwise, like, I don't have any hope that anything goes there. Maybe Spirit.
Panda.
You think Panda in Galactic War?
Yeah,
like,
Panda's not like.
I think he'll go in the Squad Arena store.
He's not a big character. He's not a big character. I feel like
a good character. I feel like Panda and Sith Marauder are like two of my favorite types of characters. Like, they're just simple. They fit in a team. They have synergy. They have a basic kit, and they do damage. Like, that's what I want out of an attacker. It's like it's like a left winger in hockey. It's what you want.
Yeah, I call them an anchor when I think about people like that. They're just an anchor in the team. You have your team set. They're not making your team, but they're just giving your team what it needs to get it done.
Yeah, they're solid. But my big thing is just, when am I going to get to do Talzin and Zombie? Otherwise, dark side territory battles is my focus, and I want to change my arena team again.
All right, Furious. Where are you now?
I just want to start by saying I don't like the Nightmare team name. I don't know who had to call it that. It should have been the Pain Train. Just wanted to say that. It makes way more sense. I like it. I would have went with that.
I actually would like to interrupt and say that I love the Pain Train, and I think
dude, it makes perfect sense, right? It's so good.
And it's also kind of fun. Like, what did you do in arena day? It's like, I ran a Pain Train on a General Kenobi Bears team.
As soon as I heard Nightmare, I was let down. I was like, that's a weak name. It needs a way cooler name. Anyways, I'm not going to dwell on that. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Scion is going to be released, and I'm going to put crystals into him. That's what I'm doing.
Nothing else. You got nothing else you're working on?
No, nothing worth mentioning.
Okay.
Scion. I'm going to put my Zeta on Scion. I'm going to put everything I can into Scion right now.
All right. Well, Sith, what about you? What are you working on?
Well, really just dark side TV stuff, troopers, bounty hunters. I want to try and get my CM numbers up, get all those special missions done. And aside from that, I'm keeping half an eye on this new Sith stuff because I want to make sure I've got a good team.
All right, Spragsy.
Nearly finished First Order Stormtrooper and farming up Sith Trooper gear, but Kylo Ren unmasked from Cantina nodes.
Okay. So I'm working on. I'll tell you what I'm working on. So I finished off 3 of my First Order. Got the Panda done at Gear 11. Got Kylo Ren at Gear 11, and I've got First Order TIE Pilot at Gear 11. So that's feeling pretty good. And my Kylo Ren unmasked is 7-starred. And I've got him at Gear 10 with 3 more gear pieces needed to get to Gear 11. So I'm getting pretty close. As soon as I finish Kylo Ren unmasked, I'm going to probably do First Order Stormtrooper to Gear 9, and then he needs like a crap ton of Carbantes. So I'm going to pause on him and start working on the Imperial Troopers at that point for the Dark Side Territory battle stuff. And, that's kind of where I'm going. That's where I'm headed in terms of the game for the most part. I'm looking forward to having this. And, I Zeta'd my Kylo Ren unmasked lead so that I could have that set up for Dark Side TB ready to go. And I'm going to have another Zeta here, another 2 Zetas here this month, and I'm going to put both of them in the First Order team there for the purposes of Dark Side Territory battles. And also raids. I think it'll be a good raid team. I'm looking forward to using it in raids. But outside of that, just Imperial Troopers will be my next thing that I'm moving on to. I only need to do Veers, Stark, and Snowtrooper. So those guys will be pretty easy to gear up. Already looked into them. Not too bad. So looking forward to that being quick farm for me with the Imperial Troopers. But that's pretty much it. Oh, and I'm doing power. Oh, by the way, I'm doing Sith Trooper.
Are you still ahead of me?
Are
you still ahead of me in power?
I think so. I haven't. I need to look. I think I'm at 2,150,000 something.
I'm 10,000 behind you. I think I passed Sith up and he jumped servers.
I'm going super slow, Brendo, because I'm just gearing guys right now. So
I'm doing my speed, Valen. I mean, I'm a hot rod, and I'm coming for you guys.
Yeah.
And I think I just passed it.
Well, you know, I'm focusing less on galactic power and more on the teams that I need for dark side territory battles and raids. So
I mean, I'm doing that too. It's just, you know, like that's where you get your power from, is building your teams.
Sith Trooper. So to finish out here, what do you guys think about prediction speculation for upcoming content this month?
I heard a rumor that Talzin's going to be free to play.
Oh gosh, stop killing me.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I think it's still in the rumor stage. I'm not ready to elevate it yet.
Yeah. What do you think about?
I'll believe it when I see her.
I mean, we're gonna get some Last Jedi with the DVD release at the end of the month, I think. Hopefully.
I hope. Oh, I was talking about
the
this.
release is in 2 weeks. It's not at the end of the month.
Yeah, well, the Blu-ray. Yeah.
Yeah, Furious and I were really talking about this hard. It's dumb, dude. It's like, if you think about what they did for The Last Jedi compared to Rogue One and Force Awakens, it's so small.
I feel like this game, people keep on trying to set precedents for things in this game, and they just have no rhyme or reason to, like, how they go about releasing stuff for specific movies. You know what I mean?
Maybe 7 months from now, they'll randomly give us Hux like they did with Jets.
Yeah, perhaps.
It'll be like, here's Snoke and Hux, guys.
Yeah, it'll be Hux, and you need him for Snoke right after or something.
Yeah. Ugh.
I mean, do you see them bringing in any tunes from Rebels at all? Because I mean, like, theoretically, now would be the time to bring in a Rebel.
Rook. That's what I want.
Didn't it go over really bad?
What do you mean?
Like when Phoenix were released, they went over pretty poorly.
I don't know.
That's just okay.
They kind of patched it up. They patched it up a little bit with Thrawn.
But people also, you have to remember that people really shat all over R2 when he came out, and R2 is like the best character in the game. People really took a dive on Phoenix, but Phoenix is good, and I stand by that. Like my initial impression of Phoenix was all positive, and they've especially with Zetas now, they're a great team.
Yeah.
People are just wrong. People want to hate. And I mean, like, I've hated a lot about stuff, like whether it's the Talzin thing, whether it's mod management. But, you know, I play the game because it's fun. You know, I wouldn't play the game if I didn't have a blast. And I really like the Phoenix team. The other thing that soured people to Phoenix was, like, you know, needing them 2 weeks after they were free to play for Thrawn. And it's like, that was a whole team panic farm.
Yeah, that was me.
Not easy to gear. So it's not like, you know, you have to get 5 tunes that you can kind of coast by with the gear. They're gear intensive. So if you really wanted to go all in on Phoenix early, you put a lot into them.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of us couldn't. You know, I couldn't. I only got a 5-star Thrawn in the beginning because of that.
Yeah, same with me.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like they should do something for Rebels, but they're not going to. That's my thing. Rook is a character in Rebels. I know you don't watch it, but he's kind of like Thrawn's pet. It's kind of cool. He's like a weird alien creature that Thrawn has that he uses to like hunt rebels down and stuff. And like Rook has stealth. He has like a stealth field in the show. He has like a staff that's like an electro staff. And he's like a cross.
I hear that as being he's a cross between the guy in Futurama that was like the captain's little buddy and the Predator.
Yeah, kind of.
So that's what I imagine.
Rook.
One part Predator, one part guy
Rook,
from Futurama.
Rook would be an awesome character for them to add on the dark
Saying
side.
it like that. Like you're saying, is there
Rook.
like an accent?
Yeah, that's how
Rook.
they say it. He says Rook. You know, Thrawn
Spoke
says.
like a Turkish man.
Thrawn says.
The galaxy is
Thrawn
lost.
says,
Get the hot oil.
now it is time for Rook to take over. You know, like that. So.
Is it spelled R-O-O-K?
I think it's R-O-U-K or something. I don't know.
Oh, I guess that would be Rook.
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 Rook. Rook.
Rook. I am your father.
Yes. But pretty cool character. There's some other stuff they could bring in. There's some Empire. They actually have a few Empire characters in Rebels that we don't have in the game, so that could be kind of cool.
Like an Inquisitor, right? Don't they have Sith Inquisitors?
Yeah, you could do the Inquisitors. You could do all sorts of stuff, but I just don't see them doing it, which makes me sad. Because Rebels is over now, and when are they going to do it? If not now.
I don't know.
You know?
I don't know.
So, that's sad. What do you think is coming this month, though? There's got to be something besides the raid that just dropped today.
Well, the raid's kind of a big deal.
No, I get it.
I grant them a pass. Although I want to point out that February did win. Definitely beat CG.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. February 1, CG 0.
They keep writing these checks that they can't cash, and I love it. Like August, it's like August almost won in territory war battles. They really pushed that out just so they weren't completely
it's pretty hilarious.
Well, I have one speculation I want to bring up.
Okay. What's that? Lay it on me.
So, we're getting the Sith Triumvirate in the game playable, right? Along with the Sith Triumvirate, there is one or two more characters that you could have if they wanted to make Revan a really difficult character to get in the future, right? And I'm thinking the next character they're going to introduce at some point, and it's probably going to be right before Revan comes out, is going to be the Revan's apprentice. I can't remember his name right now.
Malik?
Malik.
Darth Malik.
I think Malik will be the next Sith that we get, okay? And he's going to be a panic farm, all right, for Revan. And basically they're going to require those three, Malik and then HK-47, and that's going to be what you need for Revan. When Revan comes out, either next year or the year after that. I don't know when it's going to happen, but that's what's going to be needed for Revan. That's my opinion.
I actually think it's going to be worse for Revan because, like, if you think about it, the Triumvirate has nothing to do with Revan. So it's like you could just bank them as being not needed. Like, you need to get them anyway. But, like, you could do it with HK, which everybody has. But they could add in people like Bastila, Karth. They could do the whole first run Swgoh. Or not Swgoh, I'm sorry, KOTOR. And make you farm like a Phoenix team to get Revan.
I don't know. I just feel like they set up in this game all the time. Like, Nihilus was clearly set up for what we have this year, right?
Yeah, but Nihilus and Revan aren't connected.
So what are they setting up for next year? That's what I'm saying. Like, for Sith, they're setting, with the Sith raid and with these new characters, or these new Sith characters, they're setting something up, is what I'm saying. What? I don't know. I think it might be Revan.
Well, I think it's definitely Revan, but I don't think they're going to use them as the building blocks to get Revan.
I don't know. These are some difficult characters to get, don't you think? Like,
well, one might be impossible. I mean, Traya might be impossible for the bulk of people that play the game. So, I mean, that would be really hard. But if you think about how they do heroes' journeys and legendary events, it's like there's at least a narrative connection between them.
It might not be.
And I don't see.
It could just be like they could release more KOTOR Sith and be like, "Hey, do a KOTOR tag here, KOTOR Sith tag, you know, or Old Republic Sith or whatever you want to call it." You know.
I mean, I get where your heart is, but like I just feel like they're gonna make us get so many tunes for Revan. Like this is just scratching the surface.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be hard. That's all I'm saying. And I think that Traya will be.
It's going to be harder than anything.
For sure. I think just because she's so.
It'll be harder than Ron.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, now it's probably the hardest legendary. If they do him as if they do him as a hero's journey, they're all pretty easy.
I think they're going to do a new event for him, a new event type.
Yeah, they could.
I think they're going to introduce.
I mean,
something new.
Do you think it's safe to say next February is the Revan?
Maybe.
Yeah, I totally would.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think they string it on for a year.
I think here's what they could do.
Have a dark side journey, you know.
Here's what they could do. They could do Malik as the marquee character, and then make Revan some super crazy awesome event. That's what they could do, I think.
Nah, I think we'll still need a legendary though, dude. The other ones take a legendary guy.
Malik could be a legend. I guess they could do a legendary for Malik, I guess. I don't know. Maybe.
It's a nightmare.
Worth considering though, right? Because you need BB-8 and R2 to do the other two journeys.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it's going to be a journey. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying they're going to make a new event type for it.
Well, I'm saying this. Don't you guys think that they will probably have another journey this year?
I don't know.
I think they will. I think they're going to do
Luke.
Anakin. I think you do villains, heroes.
I don't. I think that's a serious rumor, and they had never had planned that. I think they're going to do a Jedi Knight Luke at the end of the year, is what they're going to do.
But how great would it be to have another Darth Vader in the game? I mean,
no, I agree with you.
Yeah, you need to have a dark side journey. I feel like they need a dark side journey. I don't think they're going to give us 3 light side journeys.
I don't know, man. I feel like we're going to get Luke this year, and next year we're going to get the next version of Rey. That's what's going to happen.
Well, I feel like it's safe to say that Luke's in August. There'll be another Luke in August.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd love them to do a Vader before Luke.
It'll probably require like CLS and and a few others. Maybe
Yoda?
you know what they're gonna do? Yeah, it'll be Yoda. No, not Wampa. It'll be Yoda, CLS. They're gonna introduce C-3PO in a legendary, and it'll be C-3PO. Okay, no, without a doubt in my mind. And then there's gonna be 2 others. Maybe Rolo and Captain.
Why would they do Hermit Yoda?
Because he's part of the journey. He's part of
He's
that
the one
movie.
who taught him how to be a Jedi.
Yeah.
But he didn't fight. I mean, if you
Doesn't
think
matter.
about how it does, because the hero's journeys, you fight.
Once
You
again,
go
I
in
bring
different-
up the point. I bring up the point I made earlier of there's never a precedent for anything in this game. They do whatever the heck they want to do. If they want Yoda to be in there, he'll be in there. You know what I'm saying?
Time out.
Like,
think about like Luke's journey. The first thing you do in Luke's journey is it's Farm Boy and Old Ben fighting 3 Tuskens.
mm-hmm.
The first thing in Rey is it's heroes' journeys mirror the movies in terms of like the each phase of the like, what is it, 7 phases? So every one of the 7 phases has like a piece of the narrative arc. Hermit Yoda never interacted with anybody else, so unless it's just one phase,
It's probably a
with Hermit
phase
Yoda,
with just both of them.
Hermit Yoda, Luke versus fake Vader. Done.
That's what it would have to be. It would have to be in a cave, and you would need the one character for the one phase, and that's it. He's not in any other.
Yeah,
and that's brutal. That'd be brutal to make that one phase.
They would do it, and you know they would.
Yeah, but I'm not looking forward to trying to find a way to get 100,000 territory battle currency.
No, me neither. That's why I'm not worrying about it. That's why rather than worry about that, I'm going to worry about whatever the counter might be to it. You know, and that's why I'm saying I think
save your territory. Like, do what I'm doing and save your territory battle currency.
I will eventually.
Why not do it now?
Well, because I need the gear, man. I need the gear.
But you can. Here's the thing: if it turns out that you don't need Hermit Yoda, you could buy the gear.
Yeah, but then
Like,
I've wasted all this time that I could have already had characters done and crap. You know.
But the illusion of this game is that there's time. It's like your account is going to be. You have an endpoint for your account, which is everybody max geared, everybody 7-starred. You're going to get there eventually. If you keep
that's
playing.
never going to happen. No, not for a free to play.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like the problem that I have with it is like you can get the gear eventually, but unless using that gear is going to give you like max crystals in arena, then it's pointless to do it.
I disagree because here's the thing: is okay, maybe not to you, but to a lot of people, their guild is important, and so. You know,
Phelan, are you kidding with me? You're the guy that won't gear, like, won't level tunes for platoons because somebody else will get them. I mean, I totally get that.
No, what I'm saying is when it comes to platoons, that comes after having the characters I need for the actual battles themselves, right? That's number one, right? Having the
characters
you need. No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't have Imperial Troopers finished, and I don't have my First Order finished yet, and I don't have my Bounty Hunters finished yet. I need to get those done.
Instead of like cashing in shards in the shop for shard shop currency, just go with get your platoon characters up.
I mean,
and then once you finish the store, you have all the shard shop currency.
I guess it's just about method, how you go about methodizing it. I mean, you know, when we talk about this, it's interesting because I did actually have an interesting conversation with some of the officers in my guild about this, and you know, it's interesting because, you know, we're getting more stars now because of the people that are choosing to focus on those characters that we need to get. You know what I mean, for those missions that we aren't able to do yet in the Dark Side DB. You know, and we're slowly climbing up because of that. So I don't know. It just depends. I mean, we have certain people working on certain things. I think in the guild, it depends on what guild you're in, who's working on what, who's contributing what where.
I mean, it's tough. Territory battle and territory wars is tough because you have to have so many different teams. But
exactly.
like my point is just like for me in the territory battle store, like the possibility of having a Hermit Yoda or a Wampa requirement for something like Luke is so big on my mind that I'm just saving the currency in case. And then if I don't need them, then I'll buy all the gear that I haven't bought. You know, because either way, I have the currency.
Here's the thing: is I think by the time Luke comes, I think Traya and Luke will be two really good teams, and you can choose between either one. I think when that happens, I think that's where we're heading. Honestly, I think when the new Jedi Knight Luke comes in, you're gonna have a choice.
Well, I'd like both.
Well, you're not.
But I don't
use
think
both.
Territory battles and wars, yeah, you use them all. But anyway,
no, I know.
I feel like
yeah, but I mean, look, I'm excited to see what happens with it. I'm gonna hold off on that Hermit Yoda. I want to get Wampa, honestly. If I'm being
so do I. I want them both.
I want Wampa more than Yoda. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. It's an interesting speculation to go forward with, but keep that in the back of your heads, people. You know, a Jedi Knight Luke might be incoming at the end of the year. Who knows? You know, so depending on what you want. But yeah, so that's gonna be. Unless Brenda, do you have anything else you wanted to say, Furious, on the speculation stuff? Okay, cool. Well, in that case, everybody, you know, this has been the Future Wales podcast. We thank you for listening. We thank you for sticking with us. Please, you know, give us a like, give us a comment, subscribe if you enjoyed, and, you know, chat with us about all the stuff that we've talked about here today. And follow us on Twitter. We have a Twitter account, so give us a follow there. Good old Furious helps us out, runs that a little bit. So give it a like, give it a follow, and you know, we'll see you next time on the next episode of the Future Wales podcast. Until then, rule the galaxy alongside the Sith.